Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
What is going on, everybody? It's your Slow Jam Chief here in the Smoke Easy Studios in northwestern South Carolina. Hopefully you're all doing well this evening and ready for a nice night to smoke on out. Had to get the Slow Jams ready for my boy Jay Bates. Let's tune him back up. I love the Slow Jam. Love them. Every week. I love that. That's a little aspect of thrown to the show. Let me go ahead and cut the music off for you guys and get back over here to the comments. Welcome into the show, everybody. How are you? How has your week been since last Thursday? Went through the comments already, but Green Frogger, welcome in. Supreme Tobacco, Charles, Adamson, Gary, Zanstra, Adam, Wolf, Michael, the Crazy Question Man, Zach Vick, Jay Bates, my boy, Stogie, Sister, welcome back. Chill Foundry, welcome to the show. Currently smoking a factory smoke because I am poor. Nothing wrong with that. Whether you're poor or rich, factory smoke's great cigar to smoke. On my front porch with long johns under my pants and a hoodie. Banker John, greetings, y'all. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. So far, so good. If you are over on Facebook, do go hit the like, love, laugh, hate button all you want. Rick Carroll, Jamie Vaughn, myself, all hit the love button on Facebook. And Michael Zachbeck, Jay Bates, thanks for hitting the like button on Facebook. And to the 11 of you who are currently on YouTube, sorry, I don't let the whistle for a second. Currently over on YouTube, I'm sure you guys have smashed that like button, but do make sure for sure that you have. Ronald Smith hit the like button over on Facebook. Appreciate the love. Tim Winters, hello all. Smoking a pipe with English tobacco. Ooh, Tim going classy on this. Smoking a Grand Habano Corojo and drinking Jack Daniels Bonded. Ooh. Now, I do want to know, what are you smoking? What are you drinking? We ask it every single week. I want to know. I am finishing off a Mi Querida Tricky Traca here. I know that I'm too far past the band, but Here's the band, in case you don't believe me. Finishing up, but I'm actually excited to get back into one of these bad boys, old school Charter Oak, Connecticut, this evening. It's DJ Bearded Lover on the ones and twos. Rick Carroll, what is going on? Charles Adamson, thank you for hitting the like button over on Facebook as well. Michael Zakovic smoking an Aganorsa Arsenio. Uh-oh. How do you like this? Is this your first one? Are you smoking a bunch of them? I want to know. I was not a fan of the Arsenio. 8 out of 11 over on YouTube's Fireborn's evening. Just got home, have chores to do before getting a cigar. Well, we're glad you're here. Carry us around with you as you do your chores, and hopefully the cigar comes soon. Before we jump over to the main screen, I do want to give a big shout out to our show sponsors here, week 37, Drew Estate Cigar, the rebirth of cigars, and Quality Importers. They got all the goods: Zycar, Humidor Supreme, just so many, Cigar Caddy. They carry so many different brands. Quality Importers has got everything on deck. And if you didn't know, if you go over to ChevetteReport.com, go to the top where it says merch, you can get stuff from us that was made by Quality Importers at a reasonably wonderful price. Head over to ChevetteReport.com. It's the only link in the description. You can go to the top of the page and you can get to our merch right there. All right, into the show. Carhartt, front and center. Carhartt hat. Did it just for you, Adam Wolf. I figured you would appreciate that. Making sure it was on full display. Mac's not here yet. Charles Adamson hasn't chimed in on the Carhartt yet, so we'll see how long it takes for you guys to get in there. Adam Wolf, speaking of, starting with a Saints and Sinners number 4 blend and some Screwball. Felt like something sweet tonight. Ooh. Are you a part of the Saints and Sinners Club? Ooh, Michael Zakovic's got a half a box of them down. Dang, son. Let's see. All right, caught up with the likes over on Facebook. I mean, we must boycott Stogie Sister. You don't have to boycott. You can choose to, but you don't have to. Charles Adamson, Undercrown 10 with a local store's single barrel select Knob Creek 9-year-old 100. Whoa! Charles Adamson says, ain't no cold around me gonna get me down. Adam Wolf, oh, Chief, the shame. The shame. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm not. But boycott Carhartt. It is just me in studio. Again, no Bob the Cigar Guy here with us this evening. So I'm not like holding him off on one side of the studio. I can prove it. It's dark on that side of the studio. Bob the Cigar Guy's desk is over there. And I am right here. So missed my camera up a little bit. Adam Wolf just joins Saints and Sinners this year. I had actually never heard of it until Tatawahe put out a post on Instagram a couple weeks ago. And I was like, ooh, that seems like a pretty cool thing. I'm not a big Tat fan. Like, I don't smoke a lot of Tatawahe. The Tatawahes that I have smoked, I think I've enjoyed for the most part, but that's a brand that I've never really gotten into at all. Adam Wolf, thanks for hitting the love button over on Facebook. Jay Bates, no cigar tonight, but I have my Rogue Peppermint 6 million. Did the First Lady ground BTCG? I actually thought about calling down there and seeing if she wanted to come up here instead of Bob the Cigar Guy, but I figured. I believe Bob the Cigar Guy has the day off tomorrow, so maybe they're planning to go do something. I'm not sure. So I didn't want to call down there and interrupt them. But we gonna roll, baby. Chief Talk started off just Chief. So tonight's show is Smoking in the Cold, in parentheses. How do you do it? Because I know how I do it. But like Mr. Adam Wolf said earlier, somebody who has moved out of Florida for the first time in a long time, or maybe the first time ever, he moved to where there is actually a winter, so he's gonna be taking some notes. Probably making. Oh God, no, that would defy some physics and some chemistry, biology down there. Stogie Sister loves her some Tatawahes. So I figured tonight maybe we talk about some of the ways we try to beat back the winter, the cold. I know earlier Green Frogger, Miss Carrie, she said a heater, simple as that. Is it as simple as that? Semi-flow, my boy. My boy. Now there's a co-host. I tell you what, he did a slam up job this past Tuesday with his interview. No, Bob, has he been suspended? No, he just didn't come up here. He's not up here with me this evening. Just your boy Chief. But no, I want to kind of talk a little bit about preparing for the winter weather. What are the things that you do to try to make sure your smoking experience in the colder months is a better smoking experience? Tim Winter says my garage is my man cave, and you know what? That to me seems to be just about the best answer, because not only when you sit in a garage do you have the chance to get out of the environment, get out of the cold, heat up your surroundings, you also have the ability to keep the atmosphere around your cigar warm enough not to have smoke performing issues. Michael Zakovic created a garage lounge, built a wall dividing my 2-car garage, heater, a leather couch, and a TV. It's perfect. Chef's kiss. That sounds like a great time. Now we have the studio and the shop. We can close up the shop. We can put a heater in there to heat everything up. But inside here in the studio, we actually have it climate controlled, heat and air. Air for the summertime, actually most of spring, all of summer, and pretty much most of fall. We have to keep it air conditioned in here. But for the end of fall and all of winter, in the very beginning of spring, we've got to run the heater a little bit just to make sure everything in here stays nice, because we've got a lot of cigars in here that we would rather not damage when it comes to the elements. But I think that's probably the best thing I found, is being able to go to like, if you can go to a lounge and you want to sit around people and hang out with other people and have that opportunity, man, I think that's the best way to do it. But for those of you who were around at the very beginning, which everybody who's watching currently, I think Stogie's sister might be the only one who was really, truly, Adam Wolf and Stogie's sister, Charles Adamson. I don't know if you came in then or not. Banker John, maybe. I think that's about it for the current viewers who are watching, who can remember back to firsthand experience Chief on the Balcony days, where he had to make a little makeshift lean-to kind of sort of situation to keep the smoking environment happy. Jay Bates says a bonfire, solo stove, those patio propane heaters, beanie, and gloves. Yeah, it does kind of suck when your hands start to get cold, and it's like, you know what? I don't think, especially when like the cigar's not close to your fingers like this, where you can get a little bit of that ambient warmth. And when you first light up a cigar and it's cold and you've got to hold your cigar down here just to keep your fingers happy. Let's see. Winter, what's that? Don't you guys get some cold weather over there? I thought you sent a photo to our group chat last year, like the snow coming down near your house or something like that. Rick Carroll smoking a Pope of Greenwich Village. Ooh, one of the OG originals or the Smoking Limited release last year. Gary Zantra's got a wood stove in my garage. That's where I smoke in the winter. Now that sounds like a great time. You're going to have the crackle of the fire going. You have that radiant heat coming out of the wood stove. And then when you're done with your cigar, you just open up that door, pitch the rest of your cigar in there. You don't have to worry about any kind of cleanup. That's a pretty nice little gig. Charles Adamson, I just look at the nameplate on the new, to me, heater. It's not 64K. It's a whopping 125K BTU. That will empty some propane fast. Good night. You just got to get them to run you out of line. Fireborn, living in Colorado, I put a 6-foot tent in half of my 2-car garage. Has a space heater, and I run a box fan on the table to vent the garage. Nice. So it's kind of like almost like a how they do it when they do ice fishing. Those little ice fishing huts they track out onto the lake. Not bad. Charles Adamson says that was just before my time. When it gets cold, that's when I take full advantage of the membership at the lounge. That's plan A. Yeah, I like smoking around my fire pit. I got a fire pit out in the back of the house, which has been lit because one, I've been burning not debris, down trees from the hurricane and branches and limbs and all that kind of stuff in the fire pit. But fire pit season's here. Getting outside, putting the fire pit when the sun starts to go down at 4:30. It's not that early yet. 5:30. The sun starts to go down. You get that fire going. You get a nice little coal bed. And my fire pit is actually raised up off of the ground a little bit, so you can stick your feet up to your ankles up underneath it, and you get that radiant heat come down, sit on top of your feet. For me, as long as I can keep my feet and my hands somewhat happy, I'm pretty good. I've got some thermal mass built in, right? I'm able to kind of keep out a little bit of the elements, but you get those toes and the fingers cold. It's pretty much find a way to heat it up, or I'm gonna be inside soon. We've hit 19 for the second time tonight. Drop down to 17. We'll see if we can hit it. The garage works on rainy days in the summer. Now that is also nice. I've got a outdoor canopy. Well, I did before the hurricane came through. That I'll smoke under when it's raining outside, which is nice. Or when the sun is just beating straight down. We have a garage. I don't smoke in the garage because we have stuff in there that we don't really want to smell like cigar smoke, and it's right underneath my bedroom. And I'm sure if any cigar smoke were able to find its way up into my bedroom, my wife would shoot me dead. It gets cold, but very rarely cold enough to snow. The good old days with the burlap. Yeah, man. Rick Carroll got his Pope of Greenwich Village from smoking. Used to use a patio heater and close the dark out curtains on the gazebo. Wife allowed me to convert a room to a cigar room, so smoke inside now. That's what I'm talking about. Charles Adamson, I got an air filter from my climate controlled shop, but I much prefer smoking outside by the heater or fire pit unless it's really cold and or wet. Yeah, that whole entire wet situation really bums me. I would rather smoke in the cold than in the wet, because in the wet, like it makes everything worse. The cold, your cigar might pop on you or crack on you a little bit or whatnot. The burn quality might not be as great, but they start getting that bad boy wet, and it's no bueno. It's no good. But I tell you what, I do love sitting outside under a covered porch, or sitting here at the shop and opening up the big barn doors that go out to the front of the studio, or the front of the building, and just letting that rain come down here. It's just now that is relaxation, serenity, and calm all around. But when it's cold, man, I really struggle to want to smoke outside in the cold if I can't have some way to really keep the immediate ambient temperature a little warmer, just because it's no fun smoking cigars when the cigar just doesn't want to smoke for you, right? And for me, keeping my cigars at a nice relative humidity of 69, 70, 71, and you get out there in that cold, it just sucks all the humidity right out of the cigar. I would rather smoke I guess I'd actually probably rather smoke a less humidified cigar than an over humidified cigar, because at least you can get through the cigar smoking it under humidified. But when you're having to fight that wrapper, it's you can only get the band to go down so far before you start smoking the band, right? The Dead Leaf Breakfast Club. Hard to get cold when Chief brings the heat. Ooh, ooh. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's the essence of what I go for, is to bring that heat, make sure everybody's nice and warm. Now you could, if I was smoking with like Supremo tobacco, we'd be cuddle buddies, right? We'd have to sit right next to each other. We wouldn't share the same cigar, but we could like intermittently hold hands and then make sure our hands are warm, and just Cross cigar. You just make sure everybody's nice and warm and ambient. Um, so yeah. That's about the best way I've come to. Don't tell our secret. I'm not telling them. I winked. Um, right. That automatically negates it. Right. Now that's somebody who smokes in the cold. Like, it's always like her profile picture on YouTube is like her trekking the outdoor snowy world. Stogie's sister over there. It seems like she's always having to shovel snow like at least 8 months out of the year in Colorado, right? Um, and speaking of cigars going out on me, the Mi Querida Tricky Traca has finally given up the goose. So, like I said before, I'm going to light into this Charter Oak, Connecticut from Foundation. I don't know how old this cigar is. I don't remember buying it, so this could be a pretty old Foundation cigar. No, it is not Friday currently, at least here. It's Friday with like in Europe, right? Yeah, it's Friday in Europe. So happy Foundation Friday to everybody in Europe who celebrates, and for those who celebrate tomorrow, we salute you. I hate closed foot cigars. I hate it absolutely. Oh, we're 19 for the third time tonight. Charter Oaks are slept on for sure. I've never been like a super fan of the Charter Oaks. Now I will say the new Charter Oak Pasquale is my favorite of the Charter Oaks. But I can remember Charter Oak was the very first Foundation cigar that I got into because I had never heard of them when I saw them come into one of our local humidors, and this was the cheapest one they sold. I think back then it was like $5.50 or $6 or something like that. Um, so I purchased maybe 2 or 3 of them and thought, oh, that's a pretty good cigar. Didn't really get into waiting for that Signature Charter Oak. Ooh, don't tease me, baby. Don't tease me. Don't do it to me. Somebody subscribed to the Chevetta Report email list. If you did subscribe, or if you are a part of the subscription of Chevetta Report, or you just go check out Chevetta Report every once in a while, there were 4 press releases that went out today. There's actually been a handful of them go out this week. Drew Estate dropped 3 on me today, and I posted another one from Diesel that I got an email for yesterday. I forgot to post up. So there were 4 emails that went out today if you're on the subscription list on ChevettaReport.com. That's right. It's the newest. I need to create another ad for that. Just because, while it still is the newest, it's just an older video, and I could redo it so much better.
Have you checked out ChevettaReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevettaReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevettaReport.com.
Got the Aksum. Adam Will says, yeah, it is. Keith E., welcome in. Happy to have you. How are you doing this evening? Are you smoking anything? If you're not, are you drinking anything? If you're not, what are you doing? I forgot to mention, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper as usual. Shout out Michael Carter if you're in the building somewhere. I'm going to come over here and take you guys over to Chevetta Report with me. So earlier I was talking about the whole merchandise. If you're new and you hadn't had the chance to come over and check out any of our merchandise, if you have and you've purchased some, thank you so much. Do greatly appreciate the fact that so many people did hop on Chevetta or our merch over there, Bob the Cigar Guy Chief merchandise. We still have some available and ready to go out if you have been waiting for the time to go ahead and pick some. This one's obviously the best by far. the Chief bundle. You get that nice OD green. Look at that. It's just so beautiful. The OD green, 5-count Travador Humidor. You get the cutter, the lighter. Just a wonderful set. Also, if you buy the set, you get look at just how beautiful that logo is on that nice OD green. If you do buy the sets, either the Bob the Cigar Guy or the Chief set, it comes with the wooden rest. So on one side it says Bob the Cigar Guy, on the other side it says Chief. It does not come with the coffee or the cigar, but it does come. Actually, some of them did come with cigars. I think we did put some of those in there. Maybe not. I can't remember. But yeah, if you check out ChevetteReport.com, go to the top where it says merch up here. You can see all of the wonderful beauties of our stuff. So as I said earlier, the Diesel Tempest Diesel announced the Tempest as a TAA exclusive. What a cool little box that is. I think it's kind of cool. It looks like a book. I think those are pretty cool. A couple of companies have done that before, but you can see right there. Oops, clicked the wrong thing. You can see right there, it's got the TAA logo on the bottom. It's got the Diesel. It looks like a book when it's shut. Also went up on Chevette Report today. Last night, if you caught the Drew Estate Freestyle Live, you heard about these. Actually, this was mentioned about a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago. But they sent me the press release for the Girl with No Name. This was the Lonsdale that they sent out. So they announced this a couple months ago. But we got the press release this go round for it. I thought it was kind of cool reading this quote from Jonathan Drew. On a personal level, Girl with No Name is one of the dopest concepts because it strikes a chord with the song Street with No Name by U2. It was during my early days in Nicaragua in 1998 when I learned that the famous U2 song was actually about Managua, Nicaragua, which is the capital of Nicaragua. You have to fly into it if you want to go to Esteli. The streets ain't got no names over there, but you just kind of know where you are. You ain't lost. Girl with No Name is definitely mysterious, but in your heart, you just know her. You feel me, people? That's from Jonathan Drew himself. Also dropped today, last night. This was the one that was mentioned 2 months ago. Sorry. I'm sure you guys probably already jumping me in the comments over there. The Dia de los Muertos. This is the. Did I put the same picture? No, I didn't. Did I? I need to check and make. Oh, I did that. I need to go fix that. Whoops. And then the Nica Rustica gets a new size in the Nica Rustica Gordo. This is the broadleaf version of the cigar, the very first version of the cigar. Ooh, what happens if you click on that? It takes you over to the bottom. Look at there. We could watch Chief Talk while watching Chief Talk. Not going to do that to you guys. Come back over here and pop out of the screen recording. So, Supremo Tobacco, I haven't had a Diesel in years. Almost forgot they existed. I had a Diesel just a couple weeks ago. The Sherry Cask, I think it was, from Diesel. I like Diesel. It kind of goes back to like talking about Tatawahe earlier. Just don't smoke a lot of them. But that TAA exclusive's pretty neat. Also TAA exclusive. Hoy de Nicaragua introduced a new Cinco de Cinco for. My page isn't loading as much as I would like it to. Why isn't it? There it goes. Come back over here and we'll share my screen again, just so you guys can see it with me at the same time. There we go. Hoy de Nicaragua introduced the new TAA exclusive Cinco de Cinco. Wonderful blend. Really enjoy that blend out of Hoy de Nicaragua. But they have created a new, is it a Robusto? I think it's a Robusto. It's not. I think it's a Robusto. Oh no, it's a Gordo 6x60. Sorry. Complete opposite of a Robusto. It just looks like a Robusto in the picture. But I love that box. Nice, like deep emerald green. It's not like a hunter green. It's kind of hunter green, but it's too shiny. So I think it's like a deeper emerald green. Beautiful box. Love the contrast of the green on the outside, the white on the inside. Got that nice TAA logo right there in the top corner. And it comes with that wonderful paper that presents across the top of the cigars that is so hard to mess with when you're trying to photograph it. But yeah, if you're not over following ChevetteReport.com, make sure you do head over to ChevetteReport.com, hit that little subscribe in the bottom, because then you'll get an email every time a notification goes out. We do not sell anybody's email information. I'm sure I could figure it out if I wanted to, but I hate putting my email into a company for something and then I've got to fight for 2 years to clear out all of the companies that they've sold my email information to. We're not ever going to do that, so don't worry about that. Unless they offer me $1 million, and then you guys are going to start getting some emails from some weird places. The Boxer Grill Diesel is decent. Ooh, I have to keep an eye out for it. What's that, Chief? Did you say you were going to buy a box of the Hoya TAA for everyone in the live on YouTube and Facebook? Ooh, nope, sure didn't. Would be nice if I had the ability to and it was comfortable enough. I would love to do something like that, as long as I could prove and verify that you're of the legal smoking age. Which actually brings me to something I wanted to talk about this week. And before I jump into it completely, let me preface this by saying I have not, and I don't know if I will because I'm really not going to put that much time and energy into thinking about it. I have not jumped into, or I have not reached out and asked any of the parties, the University of Tennessee, Tim Osgener, or Crowned Heads, any questions. But I will say, I have been thinking about last week, the University of Tennessee, who barely beat the University of Florida, beat Alabama by a touchdown. And in celebration, because I think that's 2 years in a row now, because last year I feel like is when Crowned Heads and Osgener Cigars created the Cigar Game cigar, which is the Osgener band with the big, gaudy, ugly Tennessee checkerboard extra sleeve on it. They came out with that cigar. I want to say it was last year, earlier this year, and then this year when Tennessee beat Alabama, there were just a ton of Tennessee football players and I'm sure staffers and coaches who were photographed, videoed, and seen all across the locker room and stadium and beyond smoking those cigars, which, one, great publicity, right, for the guys at Crowned Heads who are making those cigars for Tim. Tim working in partnership with Crowned Heads. Great publicity for them. I'm sure they probably had an uptick in request for those cigars from local humidors, lounges, and staffing sites who are going to carry those cigars. And going forward, also, if you're a big sports fan, right? If like with me, if the University of Florida had a Gator cigar, I'd probably have a handful of them just so I could say I've got the Gator cigar, photograph the Gator cigar, smoke the Gator cigar if we won the Natty or something like that. But it got me thinking, did the University of Tennessee go out and buy those cigars beforehand, or did Crowned Heads and Tim send a care package to the university just in case the win was celebrated, or maybe it was sent earlier in the summer or something like that. And then Michael says they were given several boxes. Ooh, I'd like to know, did you see that on like a Facebook post or something? Because I did not reach out, because again, I'm not going to make a big stink about this. It just has my brain running. If they did they clarify with the university, hey, make sure you don't give any of these cigars to any of the guys on the squad who are under 21 or not? Because one of the fears the only fear that I have from this happening is, the FDA has been trying to hem the cigar manufacturing, cigar smoking world as much as they could to trying to give tobacco to underage smokers, it being a problem, and that's why they want to have the regulations. That's why they don't want the cigars out, to the youth and things like that. Because there's a worry that I have that the FDA is going to say, look, you guys, we just had it repealed earlier in the year that cigar manufacturers, tobacco manufacturers should be held under, the same consequences as like vaping and things like that, cigarette companies. But the argument has always been, well, we don't supply, we don't market ourselves to the young generation or the too young generation, right? Now, this is not indicative of like my opinion on like I think it should be 21. I don't. I think it should be 18. I think you should, once you turn 18, I feel like you should be able to have a cigar. I am a fan of 18-year-olds having the ability to go to a cigar shop and buy a cigar and smoke a cigar. So let me preface all of that. But the fact is that 21 and over is the legal tobacco purchasing age here in the United States of America. And with the FDA trying to do as much as they are to the cigar or the tobacco culture, and while I do demonize vaping and cigarette smoking, I don't with tobacco because it's a completely different process, right? I fear that there's a possibility that the FDA could say, well, look what the cigar industry did with all these guys. Because there are guys on the team who are in the photos and the videos smoking who are not 21. And Chief, how do you know that? Well, the thing about football is all these guys wear jerseys. Jerseys have numbers on them. And if you can't see the last name on the back of the shirt, you just go to the website and look up the roster, and you can see, starting quarterback for the University of Tennessee is 20 years old. Now, again, if I had my way, it would be 18. He'd be a legal cigar smoker. Anybody in college would most likely be a legal cigar smoker. But the fact is that it's currently not allowed. So I do worry that this is going to be something used in the future by the FDA that says, look what these cigar companies did. So I'd be interested. Again, I'm not going to take it any farther. I'm not going to take it any farther. I'm not going to grill Crown Heads or the University of Tennessee or Oz and any of those guys about the situation. It's just that's how my brain works sometimes. And I was sitting there thinking, that might not be a good look for the industry. Tim Winter says, what about the guy lighting the footband? Yeah, that was sad. In the stands, lighting the cigar. I had a match, but it was one of like the regular cooking matches with all that phosphorus or whatever on the end of the cigar or on the match. But he was, lighting the footband. I don't know. I mean, maybe his friends have since gotten a hold of him and said, look at you, idiot. This is how you smoke a cigar for real. Fireborn says, if you can be called to die for your country, you should be able to drink and smoke. And again, I'm not going to jump on the alcohol bandwagon at all. Just because this is Chief Talk is a cigar show. Chief is a cigar smoker. Yeah, I drink alcohol, but I'm not a alcohol connoisseur by really much any means. So I'm not going to get into the alcohol part of it. But I think at 18, because it's a cigar, I'm not a fan of it being pushed to 21. Um, but they did it for tobacco sales in general across the board, and I don't like cigarette smoke. Um, so, um, let's see. Jay Bates. Yep, my youngest son turned 18 in February. I gave him like 5 cigars. Later at the end of the year, it was illegal for him. And see, that's kind of the bummer too. Is like I can't remember exactly when the law went into effect, right? But you know, not that it would have stopped me, right, from giving my son a cigar as soon as like if I had bought a box of cigars and I've had them for 17 years in perfect humidification, I've just kept them. They've aged that whole entire time since the day he was born or she was born. And I had these cigars to smoke with my child on their 18th birthday. And then the day before they turn 18, that law is placed. We're going to smoke those cigars if my child wants to smoke those cigars. So I get that the frustration there. It's like, or that aspect, but now it's a little different. Like we've had, like if I've had the cigars for 15 years now and now it's 21, I'll probably wait till 21. I don't know. I didn't buy boxes of cigars for any of my children when they were born, so that's kind of a hypothetical that won't come to be within my lifetime. Maybe my grandkids. I don't know. Probably not. Let's see. I actually probably have some cigars that are. I mean, I have cigars. I've been smoking cigars longer than all of my kids have been alive, and I know I have cigars that are older than my daughter and my youngest son. I don't know if I have any cigars still that are older than my oldest. I don't think I have any cigars that are 7 years old. Almost 8 years old this December. Adam Wolf, I figure a legal team probably sent a letter with the cigars, but it's also up to the school or coaches to follow through with it. No doubt. I completely understand with that. And I could see if Crown Heads said, hey, here you go, make sure that these, and then the University of Tennessee or the coaches at the University of Tennessee said, did otherwise, there's a point where it's like, it's kind of out of our hands. Michael Zakvek, Tim Osgener of Nashville-based Osgener Family Cigars sent 120 cigars earlier last week in hopes for such a victory. Okay, so he did send the cigars. Whew. Well, it would be interesting to know. Maybe I'll have to go look up Cigar Aficionado's website. Just for personal reasons, I'm not going to do a deep dive into it. I don't know. The more I talk about it, the more it's like, I should just bring on Tim on the show. But not probably. I'm like 99.9% positive. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not that invested into it. Just got to make sure we have something to talk about here on the show, right? But what do you guys think, and lady? What do you think about that? Do you think it was a good move in the sense of like and this is for the cigar culture, not for a company move, because obviously it was a great idea for the company to do it because they're getting a ton of publicity, good publicity from it. Even the guy lighting the cigar with the footband, because there's going to be people who go buy that cigar and like, look, I'm not an idiot. I didn't light this with the footband on it. What do you think? I'm interested to know what you guys think. Do you think Chief's just being too much of a crybaby and overreacting, or do you think maybe I've got a point and that could look bad to the FDA? I'm curious to know. We're back up to 18. Still have not hit 20 yet. We've gotten to 19 twice. Now we're at 18 again. Granted, that wouldn't stop the FDA from throwing shade to them. No, it wouldn't. It absolutely wouldn't. It would probably just encourage the FDA to say, look, we couldn't even trust you to do your due diligence, right? I don't know. I think if I was a cigar manufacturer and, I had the ability to make some cigars for the University of Florida, because I'm a Gator fan, right? And I owned the cigar company, and I reached out and was like, hey, I want to send these cigars because Georgia's coming into town. They're number one. You guys beat them, upset them. You weren't supposed to beat them. It puts you in a higher ranking for possibly to go into the national championship this year. I'd love to send these cigars, but is there a way that I can have, one of my guys, he didn't even have to watch the game. He can sit in the locker room once the cigars get there and then just vet which guys get cigars and whatnot. Or, hey, can I go lay them down on the lockers? Because these locker rooms are very extensive these days, right? You can lock things in lockers. It's not like the old school lockers, where anybody can get into it. And then you just, you make sure that, guys aren't sharing their cigars with people, which not a lot of people share their cigars in the first place, right? Michael Zachvet says it's history tradition from the 1960s. I'm sure both teams understand and follow the rules. You'd hope so, right? Charles Adamson's, I think you have a point. Using pro sports is okay, but too much risk of being misunderstood when underage athletes are involved. And that's my thing, is you got to think, in that locker room, you've got some guys who are, 17 years old, 18, 19, 20, it's all pre-legal smoking age now. When it gets to the pro arena, very rarely do you have, especially in football. Basketball, it's a little different because you can go into the NBA after one full year at a university. When it's, because El Septimo does it, right? El Septimo sends cigars off to the teams who win the Super Bowl or has them for the Super Bowl locker room winners or whatever, so that those guys are smoking the victory cigar, right? That's one of the beauties of cigars, is smoking cigars to mark a monumentous occasion. Birth in the family, sometimes death in the family, getting a new job, winning a championship, getting that pay raise, getting promoted, buying a house, buying a car, whatever it is. Cigars are a symbol of victory, having a victory smoke, right? Close but no cigar. That's where I think that's where that comes from, is in the sense of, and if it doesn't, it still works. You were so close, but close only counts in hand shoes and horse grenades, hand grenades and horseshoes. So I don't have a problem when it comes to professional athletes. Now, I wish it was better companies putting cigars out there than El Septimo, because I think Drew Estate got some cigars into the bubble when the NBA championship happened in, what was it, 2020, 2021, 2019, somewhere in that range, 2020, because LeBron James was smoking an Undercrown Shade, and I do believe Drew Estate got those cigars in there. Let's say, did they make cigars for both teams? I've heard the shirt companies will print both Super Bowl teams as the winner and then donate the wrong shirts to third world countries. Yeah, now that happens. I mean, but that's the thing, is like, if you have like the Super Bowl, right, or the national championship, and let's say it's for the national championship is Washington State University and Coastal Carolina University, and they're playing in Arlington, Texas for the national championship. You're going to have 2 truckloads of national championship winner gear right there at the stadium, so that when the people are leaving the stadium, they can go out and they can buy their stuff. Now, it's not going to have the number on it. It's not going to have the final score or whatever. It's just going to say Washington State national champions or Coastal Carolina national champions, whatever it be. I chose those 2 teams because I don't think there's anybody in the chat who's rooting for either of those teams, so I don't want you to think that I'm giving you preferential treatment. Because I'm definitely not saying Michigan. No, I think because Tim and Crown Heads are Tennessee-based, they're actually Nashville-based, if I remember correctly. But I believe Tim is a big Tennessee fan. I think they just made those cigars for Tennessee. Alabama has smoked cigars in their locker room, but I don't recall what brands they might have been. I think they might have just gone out and bought cigars from a local humidor, or had a company ship, buy them from JR Cigars and mail them in or whatever, just to have them after the game. Love you, Jay. But it would have been funny, like, if they had Alabama cigars, winners for the cigar game, and they had to, it's like the guys who get Super Bowl winner tattoos, right? And it's like Super Bowl champions XLVI, and it's like, well, let me just put another I behind the V because it'll be the next one. Well, and then if that doesn't work, I got 3 more years I can do, the I, and then I've got to wait a few more years before I can do, VX or whatever it be. So I don't know. I'm glad that there's a little validation there because I was worried that maybe I was just getting a little too caught up in my mind of like being frustrated that maybe this could call down some FDA heat. I don't know. We'll find out. Either nothing will ever happen. The FDA really doesn't care about cigars, and they're not going to worry about it at all, or they're going to take it and say, "Oh, look, we'll put a little cliff note right here because this is what we were trying to prevent." Let's see. Oh yeah, back to the pro sports. When it's pro, right? All of those guys or girls, depending on the pro sports. I don't know. I mean, I know Kelsey Plum has her own cigars, so maybe if her team would have made it and won the WNBA championship, maybe they'd all been smoking some Kelsey Plum cigars. Be interesting. Pipe cigars, a total valid point in question. Just wish they would have helped them light them up. Yeah, and that's another thing is you don't want to put all your cigars out there and be like, hey, a bunch of doofuses were lighting your cigars. Maybe in the off season, Tim and Crown Heads should hold a cigar event at Neyland, and they should do buy a ticket to come to the stadium. See how many people you can get to fill the stadium and smoke cigars. Right, that would be pretty cool, right? If your favorite college team or local team was like, hey, we're gonna have a cigar event so that you guys know how to light cigars and smoke cigars when it's time, and you've got the stage of John Huber or Jonathan Drew or Willie Herrera or Steve Saka down to the 50-yard line on a jumbotron, showing people how to light cigars for just in case that monumentous victory happens. And then you got to start worrying about how can I get a cigar shop? Like you can sell food and alcohol and gear and swag and all that kind of stuff at all these events. What about a pop-up mobile cigar shop at these football games? Wouldn't be bad. Supreme Tobacco Dinner Time family. I gotta catch you next week. Hey, appreciate you hopping in with us, Brian. Georgie Germany, how y'all doing tonight? Hey, Georgie, we are doing great. How are you doing this evening? Long time no see. But how cool would that be to be able to go to a pro event or a college event or whatever, and they've got a little kiosk or a big kiosk? I mean, some of these stadiums, Neyland holds over 100,000. University of Florida, 93,000 people. Michigan, over 100,000 people. Texas, over 100,000 people. Alabama, close to 100,000 people. Texas A&M, like 110,000 people. Not that all 110,000 people buy cigars because there's kids in the stadium. Been working 2 jobs. I have no time for cigars. Oh, man. That stinks. Sorry to hear that, brother. Heck yeah. Just put Chief Tuck up on the Jumbotron in the swamp, right? Just every Thursday. I need to get a contract with the SEC. I'll take any of them. I'll take the SWAC, right? I'll take the no name schools nobody wants to go to. They put me up on the Jumbotron, baby. I made it. Any team want to reach out and sponsor a Chief Talk University? I'll take the University of Michigan. I'll take Florida State. I'll take Georgia. I'll let Georgia sponsor the channel before I let Rock Patel sponsor the channel. That's actually kind of funny. if you know how much Gator fans hate Georgia. That would be a pretty cool gig to go around the universities and put on smoke shows and sell cigars and stuff. Man, you talk about turning out some numbers. Man, you could fill a stadium with people to come smoke cigars for cheap, because people would really come to the stadium just to hang out at the stadium, right? You give super fans the opportunity to go sit in the stadium, to just sit in the stadium, they'll do it, as long as it's not a scorching hot day or a freezing cold night. Now, if the team's playing, that's a completely different situation. We have had some reactions over here. Brian Castro, thanks for the love over on Facebook. Dan Burns, Timmy Flo, Chairman Lai, Mike Laneza, thanks for hitting the like button over on Facebook as well. New sponsorship idea, Florida. Next week's show sponsored by Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. Yeah, buddy. Need to get old Steve Spurrier to shake a stick at the old Chief Talk. I can see it now. Chief Talk brought to you by the Georgia Bulldogs. Ugh. It would have killed me, but hey, I'll take some of that NIL money. You take my name, image, and likeness. I mean, talk about a money gig. Also, before I go too terribly far and forget about any of this, last night was the freestyle live from Drew Estate. About a month and a half ago, they sent out the freestyle live packs. Came with an ashtray, a cutter, a lighter, and 3 cigars. And they gave us the opportunity to try to figure out what the cigars were. And whoa, they pulled a fast one on us. It's actually a cigar that's been available on the market through Cigars International for 2 years now. The Girl with No Name is coming in a new Lonsdale to all DDRP locations that purchase it. It used to be a Cigars International exclusive, and now it is going to be available nationwide at DDRP retail locations. They also announced last night that the West Coast situation that they've been talking about for the past almost year now, or I guess probably about a year, has been renamed Tour de Liga. It'll be in Glendale, Arizona in February of 2025. Tickets go on sale tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific. So for all of you East Coasterners, that's 12 a.m. Friday morning tonight. Only 125 tickets will be available for this exclusive event, so make sure you grab yours ASAP. That was in the Drew Estate email. They actually sent out in that email the link to the tickets. You cannot purchase them yet because that goes live tonight, but that'll be Saturday, February 22nd, 2025 from 4 to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time at 1 Cardinals Drive, Glendale, Arizona. So, Glendale, Arizona, you're on the map. You're gonna be having a Drew Estate event coming your way here soon. Close that down. Pipes and Cigars got a hot. Appreciate you, Chief. Hey, appreciate you hopping on and hanging out with us. Chief, I'm not cheap, but I'm easy. Hey, baby, gotta get that money. Let's see. Can you smoke in the stadiums? I'm sure they probably don't want you to, but I don't know. Every stadium that I'm aware of is either concrete or aluminum, so I don't see what the real issue would be other than just mess, right? People cleaning up, dropping cigar butts and all that kind of stuff. And nobody wants to. If you're not a smoker, right, you don't want to be around a bunch of people who do smoke. But there are people lighting up all across the stadium, and it happens all the time, right? The old ball coach lighting up next week's show. I went to a local Oktoberfest at the Los Angeles Fairgrounds Friday. They had an outdoor cigar lounge, amazing for California. Whoa, nice. Also, the Great Smoke tickets go on sale November the 4th. Georgie Dermody is going to find some time to get off of his 2 jobs to be at the Great Smoke. Florida Bar Smoker is 2 weeks from Saturday. Excited. Looking forward to getting down there. Hopefully it's not really sweaty. I was going to say something else. Hopefully it's not super sweaty down there when the event's going on. Got to start checking the weather. Make sure I know what kind of clothes to pack. Able to smoke cigars in the parking lot at Wake Forest and Clemson, but they didn't allow us to smoke in the stadium. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't allow you to smoke in the stadium, but like I said, you had all those people that were lighting up cigars in the stadium. So But who's not to say you couldn't get an event where you could smoke in the stadium, right? If you can drink in the stadium, you should be able to smoke in the stadium. And people do be drinking, right, Jay Bates? So yeah, all you West Coast peeps, hopefully you guys can secure yourselves some tickets. Um, let's see. It didn't have the price, but from what I've heard, the tickets are around the $350 range. I am kind of surprised it's only 125 tickets for it being a West Coast, the only event on the West Coast like that, at least for now. I'm surprised there's not more tickets slots available. Um, but if you're planning on going, uh, be on at 9 p.m. West Coast time because that's when they go on live. Charles Adamson says, "Is there a date for the Great Smoke yet? I will likely do the virtual thing this year unless my Palm Beach friend wants to go again." I'm sure if the tickets are going on sale November 4th, they've probably put out a. Let's see. Let's see. Main event March 15th, 2025. Is it going to be a Renaissance fair, Renaissance revival? Cool. So what date was that again? March 15th. That's close to PCA, isn't it? No, April 11th. So it's a couple weeks ahead of PCA. Adam Wolf's me getting the digital ticket. I think the digital ticket's a great option. I mean, you get all of the cigars. You get to get the opportunity to buy the event only cigars. You don't have to travel all that way. You know, that's a pretty cool thing. I'm a big fan of the virtual ticket sales. I know the last time I talked with Abe, they had thought about not doing it anymore, but they were convinced to do it because there were enough people who said, "No, we really want to do this." That they said, "You know what? We'll continue to do it." So I'm glad that they do that for people who can not make it in person but can make it virtual. Yeah, streaming the event. Now, streaming the event is available for everybody. Anybody can watch the event. It's streamed across Facebook and I believe YouTube. But yeah, definitely really cool that they still have that available for people to participate, so that they can feel like they're there without actually having to be there. And I think for a lot of people, you know, coming up with the money to do the ticket is one thing. Coming up with the travel to do the ticket is another thing, right? Because you got to travel, you got to lodge, you got to travel back. You know that you can take a $300 event and turn it into a $1,500 event real quick, right? Georgia, Germany. Also, the Black Angus FSG is debuting December 6th. Yeah, the new Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust cigar is coming out soon. I can't tell you where. YouTube will get mad at me. Yeah, and they do a great job. They do a really good job with the production, making sure that the broadcast is working and available inside the event, so you can watch up on the screens, but also that broadcast gets put out to the interweb to entice people to come the next time they have it. So, give you the opportunity to save up throughout the year. Obviously, if you live in South Florida, it's kind of a no-brainer. You can drive. You're not having to worry about the price of either rental cars or flights or things like that. So it'll be. I was actually talking to a buddy earlier about the West Coast situation, the Tour de Liga that Drew Estate is doing next year. I imagine that the tickets are going to be sold out pretty quick. I could see the tickets selling out almost instantly, honestly, because I believe there are so many people on the West Coast who have come to Barnsmoker events and would be willing to come to a Barnsmoker event next year. But hey, if there's an event over on the West Coast, I'd rather go do that. I hope you do too. I hope you do. I hope that I'm excited for you West Coast guys and gals to have an event that's close to you guys that doesn't require a lot of time zone changes, doesn't require a lot of travel time, doesn't require a whole lot of stuff. For Charles Allen to be able to drive, that's pretty cool. So hopefully all the tickets aren't bought up by a bunch of East Coast guys who want to, have the ability to go and purchase those tickets out. Because we already have so many wonderful events over here on the East Coast. So let the West Coast guys have it. Let them have their event. We got our events. We got 3 Barnsmokers a year, if not more sometimes. But that's just me. Chief, if Drew Estate is involved, then it will sell out fast. Yeah. Most of the Barnsmokers sold out within a full 24-hour period. Now, that's a lot more tickets. I don't know how fast the family reunion sold out. I would be interested to know how fast the family reunion sold out, because the family reunion ticket allotment seems to be pretty close to the same ticket allotment for the Tour de Liga. The Tour de Liga is 125 tickets. That's based on the email they sent out today. I don't think the Kentucky family reunion was much more than that. If it was more than that, yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't try to make it even later at like 12 o'clock midnight for you guys, so that it was 3 a.m. our time. Because they know, and obviously they want to make sure they sell enough tickets. They want to make sure they sell out, right? It looks good if you sell out. And they will, regardless. They're going to sell out. But I'm kind of surprised that they didn't make it like 12 a.m. Pacific time to just make it that much more. Because if it's 3 a.m. Eastern time or 2 a.m., 2 a.m. would probably be even more brutal. Because at 3 a.m. you're just like, I'll go to bed early and I'll wake up early and then just get ready for work or get ready for the day, earlier than normal. 2 a.m. is kind of like, oh God, do I really want to stay up that late or wake up that early? So I'm kind of surprised they did it that way. But I don't know. I'm sure by the time I wake up and tomorrow morning, I'm going to go click on the link and I'm sure it's going to say sold out. I'm 100% certain that by the time I wake up tomorrow, they are going to be sold out. Now I might go play a little devil's advocate tonight and go like click on the ticket and hold it for 20 minutes and not buy it, and see if it pops back in the system and some poor soul who didn't make it on time on the West Coast can get the ticket that I played with. I don't know. That's really mean. But Chief do be like Chief do like to play jokes every once in a while. Rick Carroll got up right before midnight to get the family reunion tickets. Rick Carroll, are you going to try to go to the Tour de Liga? It's Charter Oak. It do be hitting. It's a little peppery for my liking, but you know what? It's got a nice finish on it. makes me want to go buy some more and just let them be forgotten for a couple years because I'm sure this thing's at least at least 2 years old, like my 2 years old. No, you got to come see me at a Barn Smoker next year. Oh, back up to 18. We dropped all the way down to 11 about 10 minutes ago. So we'll see. We have not hit 20 tonight. We've gotten to 19 twice. Sammy Flo just came back on. You guys doing Tour de Liga, Chief? I will not be. No, we were just talking about that. I'm not. One, I don't have the money for it. Two, even if I did, right? Even if I had the disposable income to just put off to an event like that, be able to, because it's not just the event ticket, right? The $300+ event ticket. It's airfare, lodging, rental car, food. You're gonna 19. We got 19. All of that. A $350 ticket can turn into a $1,500 experience pretty darn quick. I am staring. Oh, I'm gonna drop back down to 17. It can turn into a $1,500 ticket pretty quick. But even if I had that amount of disposable income, which I don't, unless you want to give it to me, I'll give you my PayPal. I would feel bad taking away the ability for somebody on the West Coast who never gets events to go to that event, right? I would feel bad as an East Coaster, right, taking away the ability for somebody on the West Coast to 20. We did it. Sorry, I made everyone. Or sorry. I'm sorry. I think that means sorry. I'm late. Everyone had to take Paul to Taekwondo. Mac Bergson, you were our 20th viewer, concurrent viewer, not 20th viewer, 20th concurrent viewer. We hit it. We're back on a streak again. But we're glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Let's say I think they said they sold over 15,000 freestyle life packs, so a lot of people got notice for the Tour de Liga. That's true. $15 can be used to visit Chief and Bob. You're right. You're absolutely right, and to have some money for barbecue. Let's see. Peter Jones. Is it going to be a yearly event or is it a one-time thing? I don't know. I did not watch the freestyle live last night. It was kind of a hectic night at the house with the kids last night as soon as my wife got home. So all plans that I had to sit outside and smoke a cigar and watch at least the first bit of it kind of went down the drain. Great googly moogly. I'm way late. What did I miss? Nothing much. Just talking about the Tour de Liga that Drew Estate's putting on next year over in Arizona on the West Coast. So is it going to be a yearly event or a one-time thing? I don't know. I hope it's going to be a yearly thing. I would love for the West Coast to be able to say, hey, we finally have something to do, because you always hear people say, well, why can't we get a barn smoker over here in California or over here in, Arkansas, whatever. It's like, well, there's no barns over there that Drew Estate's buying tobacco from to make any of their cigars, right? All of the barn smoker locations, all 5 locations, even though they only do 3 the past 2 years, all 5 locations, Claremont, Florida, Louisiana, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut, all of those are barns that have tobacco, yes, but they also are barns that have tobacco that Drew Estate uses to make their cigars. Liga Privada, Kentucky Fire Cured, Happy Van Winkle, 20 Acre Farm, FSG, right? Those are barns that make tobacco for those cigars. Arnold smokes cigars, so why doesn't California have a ton of cigar events? Because Arnold doesn't control the California government anymore. Hey, Mac, I'm going to Germany and Austria in December, trying to find a shop in Nuremberg, Passau, or Vienna with Bauhaus in stock, but they all seem to be sold out. Mac Bergson. Now we're up to 25. Whoa, everybody just popped on the same. Did something end? Was there a presidential debate or a football game on tonight? Peter Jones, I watched it after the fact, but they didn't say if it was going to be reoccurring or not. I have no idea. All the information that I have of the freestyle or the Tour de Liga is just basically what I was able to nip and tuck out of the actual broadcast, and then the email they sent out today. Max says he's pretty sure that the Bauhaus is sold out everywhere. So yeah, I don't know. I'll try to ask some questions at the Florida Barn Smoker, but I'm not sure if it'll come up or not. I mean, Christine, who runs the Barn Smokers, is the one who runs that event, so she would know, but I'm not sure if I'll have time to. She's very busy at Barn Smokers, so I don't know if I'll be able to hem her up with that question or not, or even if I'll remember at that point in time. But if I do find out, I will let you know. Great Cigar and Pipe Show, Mac Bergson. Thanks for hitting the like button over on Facebook. Appreciate it greatly. But again, no. I believe Bob the Cigar Guy do not have any plans on buying tickets to the Tour de Liga. Now, if Drew Estate invites us to go and asks us to come hang out and do a little media coverage, something like that, we might try to work it in our schedule. But I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to happen. But never say never, right? They did mention it took a couple of years to find a venue in the West. Tried Seattle to make it a coffee thing, but no go. Spring 2025, Smokers by the Campfire with Chief. Smokes by the Campfire with Chief and Bob and Essie. Get your money ready. Woo! Bauhaus was a limited run. They decided to focus on Selección de Mercado for now. Yeah, Selección de Mercado's got a few different Vitola sizes now. I love it when I see the Underground 10 Piggies start hitting. Because it's a cigar that me myself thinks I'm going to try to find overseas somewhere. I have friends who live overseas who smoke cigars, so might be able to work up a changeroo with them. Max says, if I was in charge, you would both be there. Thanks, Mac. I know you would take care of us. I know you would. Final Lip Aganorsa Leaf Signature Selection Shade Grown Corojo Maduro. Whoa, what a mouthful. That's what she said. Look at Mac double dipping with the Facebook and YouTube. That's what I'm talking about. It's a good man right there. I want that box of Undercrown 10 Pigs is beautiful. It is. That's probably my favorite box from Drew Estate, that Undercrown 10 Pig. No Selección de Mercado even listed on any of the shop's websites. Well, darn. Drew Estate doing it big. Max guest list would be Bob the Cigar Guy, Sammy Flo, and then Chief. Darn. I guess it's well deserved, though. It's well deserved. I did razz him a little bit over the weekend when Liverpool beat Chelsea. You and me both, brother. Let's see. We will have Chief Talk next week. Let me check my calendar real quick. That's my email. Thursday. Yes. Ooh. I don't know. Will we have Chief Talk next week? Chief Talk next week is the 31st. It means it's Halloween night. I don't know. Dang. I don't know if we're going trick or treating or not. I'll have to talk to the wife about that. Oh wait, didn't see Jay Bates. He goes ahead of you too. Thanks, Jay. Give me moldy cigars, and then you laugh in my face like that. I see how it is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we'll take 2 weeks off. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to my wife. We usually do trunk or treats, but I don't know if we'll do. I don't know if there's gonna be a trunk or treat Thanksgiving, pre-Halloween or post-Halloween, or if it's just gonna be on Halloween night. Might do something where we both drive and do a trunk or treat, and then I just come over here and she goes home. I don't know. I gotta talk about. I did not realize that next Thursday was Halloween. The UC 10s from the Kentucky Barn Smoker seem even better than usual. Ooh. Don't make me pick between Sammy and Jay. Ooh, make them fight for you. Hey, enjoy it, bro. Hey, my goodness, he's back. We thought you died. We have missed you so much. Nope, Beard's not going anywhere. Here, just for you, buddy. I've missed you. How have you been? Georgie Dermody, are y'all going to the pre-Barn Smoker party? Nope. I won't be. Bob the Cigar Guy may, but I will not be. No way. Fire more spooky, Chief. Do it. Charles Adams and Mac wants to know what countries were you looking at again? I don't know if we do Chief Talk next week, I might dress up in a costume. It'll still have a beard. Enjoy it. I'm glad you're doing okay. Life's been treating you well. Family doing well. Do you have a family? I don't know. I don't know if you've ever stayed on long enough to really figure out if you've got a family or not. No, Sammy Flo, I think we need to have a Royal Rumble bout between you and Jay to see who wins Mac Bergson's love. Let's see. Tell ghost stories of rollers lost in the tobacco fields. Way down deep in the Atchafalaya swamps. He does, and they don't have beards. Are they all women? Because that would be weird if they did have beards. Maybe you're a woman. Are you a woman? Where did Adam Wolf go? Where is Adam Wolf at? Also, where's Bob Ellis? This is 2 weeks in a row we haven't had Bob Ellis on here. Hit him with the spring roll. But Jay Bates, you're getting trashed in here, buddy. Nuremberg and Passau in Germany, Vienna in Austria, Budapest in Hungary, Christmas Market River Cruise. Enjoy it, bro, is not a woman. I thought you said you had a beard. You were just being hypocritical of my beard or jealous. Adam Wolf, long live the beards. You'd be the best Halloween house if you had a secret bucket of cigars for the cool parents. See, we don't do like the trick-or-treating at our house because our house is at the end of a cul-de-sac on a really dark street. So people just don't come down there unless they're down there for nefarious purposes and reasons. Maybe Enjoy It, bro. Would love to come hang out at my house with me and smoke cigars. Hit me up. Chief and the Leaves on Instagram. Hungry should have it. The other two won't have Selección de Mercado. So Charles, Budapest looks like it's going to be your Budapest option for the Selección de Mercado. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to sit and talk with wife because I know my like the kids are dressing up for Halloween for school. And my youngest, who's not in school, has a costume. So I don't know what our plan is when it comes to trick or treating. Jealous. Chief and Adam Wolf have the best beards. My beard's it's a little. I didn't put any product in it today, so it's doing its thing. It's just being a real beard. Bob can roll solo. I mean, Bob ain't been here for the last 2 weeks, so if I set the stream up for him to roll solo, you guys might not have a stream at all. It'll just be a black wall. It'll look like this. It'll just look like that. That's Bob's side right now. That's not any camera tricks or edits or anything like that. That is literally Bob's side over there. It's dark. Lights are off. My side, has me and well lit. So one of these days, Enjoy It Bro is going to he's gonna come out and say that he really does enjoy the beard, and he wants to hang out with me, and he's gonna have a beard, and we're just gonna compliment each other's beards because I have missed Enjoy It Bro. I'm glad you checked in. And it's the first time in 2024 you checked in. I'm glad you're doing well. OP Face says, hey, I'll let him know. First Lady Halloween special. Look, if I'm not here because I'm with my kids trunk or treating or trick or treating, that means my mom is there as well. So now I can broadcast from my phone. Not going to do it. Well, I don't know. Probably not going to do it. That would be fun. Just me walking with my kids house to house, smoking a cigar, live streaming the whole time. Need to get a chest rig to mount so I can not have to worry about my hands at all. I don't know. Semi-flow. That might work. Charles Adamson says, no Santa beard for me this year. I have to start about 6 months ahead to grow it that long. Just grow it now. Just grow it. Just let it go. Be suave and debonair, Santa. Let's see. Sounds like a great Chief Talk. It could be. It also could be a disaster. It could be a mess. I don't know. I'll talk with my wife and see what our plans are. Chief Talk hitting the streets. Look, Chief Talk has gone has done the streets before. What was the last mobile Chief Talk? Nicaragua? Yeah. I think the last Chief Talk on location, that's what we called it. The last Chief Talk location was 2020 Nicaragua. But yeah, Chief Talk's been to Nicaragua. Chief Talk's been to Florida. Chief Talk has been to Louisiana. Chief Talk's been to Kentucky. I don't know. Let's see. Halloween treat talk. Ooh, P-Face. Hey, there you going. Gotta go, everyone. Be safe. Have a good show as always. Tim Winters, thanks for hanging out with us, brother. Chief, Bergson Tool Sales has stocked up on Milwaukee tools with the Black Friday deals. So hit me up if you need anything. Ooh. First Lady handing out treats to us listeners. Listen, we can't have this idea rolling too loud because she'll hear it. Street Talk, starring Chief. Make sure I carry if I do, because I'm going to be focused on everybody on the stream and got to keep my wits about me a little bit. Chief will go trick-or-treating. How else will he get his candy? Got to charge the kids the candy tax as any good father. Oh, yeah, dad tax is a thing. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive to Jay Bates' house and just give him a whole bunch of candy corn. That's what I'm going to do. My longest was in 2021. I stopped shaving in September 2020 and couldn't get a haircut due to COVID. My wife says I look like a homeless bum. Oh, my hair got bad during COVID, man. It got to the point where I almost just let my wife cut my hair watching a YouTube tutorial. And if you know me and my wife, you would know that that would have just ended up in a shaved head at some point. Now, I have started cutting Shepard and Jackson's hair, and I'll tell you what, I've gotten decent at. I'm not good. Sammy Flo, I'm bringing you candy corn in 4 different flavors, buddy. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bring candy corn to Florida. Can I fly with candy corn on a plane? Mac, does that mean you'll be giving out Milwaukee to all the dads on Halloween? Oh, I'm driving to Jacksonville then. Speaking of Jacksonville, did you meet up with Will McFall a couple weeks ago when he was down there? Could you imagine just like being a dad, walking your kids around, not really wanting to be there, doing the trick or treating and whatnot, or wanting to be there, and the guy up there sitting out, handing out candy says, "You know what? Here's your battery M12 Impact or a M18 vacuum cleaner. You know, M8. You know, we got the battery chainsaw for you. Keep doing a great job, Dad." I mean, you know what legend you would become in your local area. Come visit and do a show from Vegas. A show during PCA doesn't count. I mean, look, the only reason we go to Vegas is because we get paid to go to Vegas. So we don't have the channel money yet to be able to just say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go we're gonna go out to Vegas." Now, if we ever get to the point where we have enough sponsorship money rolling in, where we can do a tour across the U.S. to shop along the way or something like that, we will do it. But we have got to get to a point. You guys got to buy more merch. Go to ChevetteReport.com, link at the top, merch tab. Every purchase in the merch tab goes directly into the channel fund, and that gets us to be able to do everything that you guys see in and out every week. So if you want to see that happen, you guys go hit the merch tab. Burks and Tool Sales doesn't give out anything except we do a special Christmas promo for our Gold Star customers at Christmas. Finally let my wife cut mine. When I finally got back to the pro, she chewed me out for the hatchet job. Where I live, none of the dads know what to do with the tools. Oh, Lordy. Chief, what's the closest airport to you? Greenville, Spartanburg, baby. GSP, 5 minutes from my house. That's where we fly in and out of for all of our trips. GSP. It's a good size. I mean, it's a small airport, especially for anything that you guys would fly out of. But we have flights from all over the country coming right here to GSP, baby. When we fly out in a couple weeks, we're going to fly out of GSP to Orlando. So, actually, probably going to fly out of GSP to Charlotte to Orlando. Going to have to plan my visit. Hey, dog, just let me know. Let me know. We'll work around it, baby. I'll pick you up in the F-150. Roll the windows down. We can smoke in the truck and we can go. Unless you come with your family, then we won't do that. But while you're here, I'll get you in the F-150 and we'll smoke in the truck. Handing out cigars to the parents who want them. Hey, look. Now, my mom and dad's house, like their neighborhood is a trick-or-treating neighborhood. So that could be a possibility. You know, sit out, you know, move the fire pit out to the driveway, put a fire in it, sit around the fire pit and let kids come up and grab candy and whatnot. You know, hey, not a bad idea. We'd be smoking cigars. We got some cigars in here we wouldn't mind getting rid of. Harbor Freight keeps sending me a 25% off coupon. Waiting till I need something that's $1,000. Heck yeah, son. Hit them where it hurts. Get those Chinese knockoffs. Look, I get a text like every other week from Mac Bergson to my dad and I about the the Harbor Freight tool sales, and I appreciate it because sometimes I'm like, you know what, I could go do that. Let's see. Let me go check over here real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Nope. All right, we are here at 9:51. We made it farther than we did last week. Solo Dolo show. You guys did a great job. We got up to 26 people. As soon as we hit 20, when Mac Bergson joined, we jumped up another 6 people. And yet I've never gotten one of those 25% off coupons. That's because they know what you're going to do. They see you coming. They got you. You're on a list. You're on a no-fly list. So we will end the show there. For right now, I am planning on there being a show next week, Thursday. Because the sun is getting lower earlier, I'm sure my wife's not going to want to be out late as it is. The church that we go to the trunk or treat at is actually on my way here. So it could work out that we just go do the trunk or treat circle. She goes home, I come here. So for all intents and purposes, I do plan on being here for Chief Talk next week. If not, on the Bob the Cigar Guy Facebook page and Instagram page, there'll be an announcement that says, hey, we're not going to have a show this week. If we don't have a show next week, Thursday, we're not going to have one the following Thursday either, because that's going to be the Thursday right before Barnsmoker, and you guys know we don't do those shows, especially for this one, because we're going to be flying out the night before, or that next morning, and when we fly out at super early in the morning, so it just doesn't make sense to have a show and then have to scramble to get everything ready and then go to the airport. And you don't want to be stuck in the airport smelling like cigar smoke either, so at least I don't want to be. So with that being said, thank you all for hanging out with us this week. We got the streak rolling again. We're still on a do we count the hurricane stream or not? I don't know. At the end of the year, we'll have to poll and see what you guys think. But for sure, we're back on 2 weeks in a row for sure of 20 plus at one time. So 37 or 36 out of the 37 weeks we have hit it. The 1 week was a hurricane week, and maybe we'll figure something out. Great show, Chief. Thanks. Great show. I'll try to catch you next week, family. Keep being phenomenal. Have a great week, everybody. Good night, all. Take care, Chief. Thank you all for hanging out with us. We'll see you hopefully next week.
Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
Time to relax. Whew. Man, I'm beat. Whew. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Show's over. Go home. Go home. Show's over. What are you waiting for? You waiting for another show? This is a 1-ticket entry. Go. Bye. Go. Go. Go.